Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaylee and today we are going to be doing my February Spin the Wheel TBR. I am in love with this. Full transparency, I actually already did, I did my whole TBR a week or so ago, but I have a secret video with a lot of books that are also not available on audio and like fairly big and whatever. And how I did the TBR before, you know, I do 5 spins and I actually got an extra spin, so I had to do 6 books added on top of that. And there's only 28 days of February. Needless to say, I am just starting to feel very overwhelmed and I don't like to fail at these types of things. So I decided I'm going to redo this and I'm going to only do 3 spins this month. Because like I said, I'm reading lots of other stuff as well. Firstly, just to discuss if I completed all the books that I read or anything that I changed for January. I did finish all of them. I only had one change of reading from an author I previously loved or whatever I had said, or if I had read one book of theirs before. I can't remember exactly what the prompt was, but I said I was going to read, I think I actually said this in the video already, that I was going to read Reckless Girls instead of The Death of Mrs. Westaway. Because I am trying to, as always, read my book of the month books in the month that I get them, and this is what I had picked for January. So I did read this, and I did that. We had The Girl Before, Aquar, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, Reckless Girls, and The Great Gatsby. I, full disclosure again, did DNF The Great Gatsby with like 80% because, good golly, why does anybody read classics? Like, I couldn't do it anymore, even though it's like the shortest book ever. I was like, I'm done with this. So I did read all of them, and I just finished Aquar yesterday, and it was February 2nd, so I had to read a little bit over. Things kind of got a little away from me, but that's okay. Hence why, again, it is the 3rd, and so with only being, now I have 25 days left is all I have to read. One thing that I forgot to talk about in January's wheel spin video was the 3, however many things that I do have to read every single month that's not a part of this. And so that is always, I try to do Kayla's buzzword for that month, and January was to be the 5 W's, 4 W's, who, what, where, when, why. And so the book I chose for that was What Should Be Wild. And I actually DNF'd this one as well. So it's not a book for me. I got like 40% of the way. And then there ended up not being any others that came into play, but I am counting that. So I always do that. And then I always read the book of the month picks that I do for the month. So that was Reckless Girls, which I added that in, which I already know I read. And then I am trying to do a reread every month. That was the only thing I did not accomplish. I was planning to reread Unravel by Kalia Reed to see if I did in fact enjoy this as much as I thought I did. It was the shortest one I had to reread. I kind of had like a plan out where I listed 12 books that I wanted to reread, but now I'm just going into like whatever I reread. And then there's usually like book club picks. I try to do Kayla's book club, and I've been doing Gabby's this year so far. So I guess I'll talk about those things first. My reread this month, because it's a long story, but as I said previously, I had already done this February TBR, and it came up in a spin thing to reread Every Heart a Doorway. And so I already have it checked out and everything, and it's on Kindle Unlimited and all that stuff. So I'm still going to be doing that, I think, for a reread. If I have time somehow to read something else, I will do that. And then I actually have 2 book of the month picks for this month because it is my birthday month and I am a book of the month member, or is it book of the month friend? I can't remember what they're called, but I get like the couple perks that come with it, and so you get a free book on like the month of your birthday. I got to pick an extra free book. So the 2 books that I got were, of course, I just knew that the new Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen book, The Golden Couple, was going to be on there. I don't have them yet with me. I knew that that was going to be a pick, and I just knew I was going to pick it up. After I did it, I kind of regretted it because I mean, I've read all of their books and I've enjoyed them, but I'm not like in love with them. I could have probably just checked it out at a library or read it on Scribd and got something else, but that's okay. That's how just things happen. Now I will physically own all of them. So I have that one, and then I ended up picking, I can't ever remember what it's called. It was the fantasy pick for this month, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. And it is the start of an adult fantasy series, and it sounds really interesting. And for the badges, they have a new one for Book of the Month this year, where one of them is to, I think you only have to do read one book that's over 400 pages, and it fits that criteria. So I will be reading those 2 books, as well as, so the buzzword this month is pronouns, and I literally have like 20 books. I went through and just like pulled them all, including everything that I have like, that was not including everything that I have like on Kindle Unlimited and all the options of things happen, but it is well covered. I'll talk about them at the end of the month, whatever I ended up doing to fit that criteria, but I'm not going to pick a specific book for that. The books that I will be reading for book clubs this month, like I said, I mostly just am doing Kayla's and Gabby's, and then if there's like a book that I'm interested in that I hear that someone else is doing, I'll randomly throw that in the mix. But if you didn't see, and there's also a couple other people I know actually doing this book as well this month for their book clubs, but they're like Patreon exclusives, but that is Razorblade Tears. This is a story about, there's these like 2 dads who are in the South. I don't know exactly where they are. Randolph and Ike. No, Ike and Buddy. Ike and Buddy are the dads, and they have 2 sons who are married, and I believe the fathers are kind of like, they're not like a huge support to it as far as like what people are saying, and the sons end up being murdered, and so Ike and Buddy team up to go and resolve that issues. They both were ex-cons, or at least Ike is. I've heard this is like a thriller, which when I see this, I do not think thriller. I forget that. That's all I know. That's all I hear people talking about. I just hear it's amazing. So we're doing that. And then Gabby's pick, I'm just going to be listening to the audio. Let's see what it's called. The Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. Never heard anything about this, but it's like an isolation story with a father and a daughter. Gabby was just saying that it's more of like a, not too much of like a thriller, but just kind of an isolation. It says, a father and daughter living in the remote Appalachian Mountains must reckon with the ghosts of their past. In Kimmy Cunningham Grant's These Silent Woods, a mesmerizing audiobook of suspense. No electricity, no family, no connection to the outside world. For 8 years, Cooper and his young daughter, Finch, have lived in isolation in a remote cabin in the northern Appalachian Mountains. And that's exactly the way Cooper wants it, because he gets a lot, because he's got a lot to hide. I think it's like there's someone who normally brings them food and other resources, and one day they like don't come, and so they're just kind of like really stranded. And yeah, lots of things happening, lots of books to read. I am very, very, very excited. Oh, I just need to get going. This month is too short, and that's the other reason why I wanted to switch. Again, it doesn't matter, but I just was grappling with what to do, and I didn't like any of the stuff really, and so now I feel like I can get going because I'm excited about all this stuff. Anyways, now with that covered, let us move on and get this spin going. And I am not going to look because it's more fun. All right, we just have a color, so that means pick a prompt from the jar. Oops. This one stuck in my fingers. Okay, I forgot I even had picked this. So, to have Shay in the title. Now, I don't mean, what I had picked this for, I'd actually done this before. Okay, let me just say this. I had made that prompt because I've seen people like reading authors with the same name as me or whatever, and Shaylee just is not a name that is common at all. But I had then, like, as soon as I made this prompt, I got History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. And I am in the middle of reading this. I'm actually listening to this right now because I had started listening to this in January. So since I didn't have anything to read, I just started listening to this to finish it. So there's this, but I'm going to pick something else as well. But there is that. And I think I said in the title. This does say in the title. And when I wrote this, I don't mean there's going to be anything that has S-H-A, but it's something that has an S, an H, and an A. So I'll be right back. All right, I went and searched on my Goodreads, and there were actually quite a few with authors that had S-H-A, and because I decided I really did want to try to find S-H-A, because I think that was the purpose of what I had. Anyways, doesn't matter. In the title, there was a couple that I have already read, and there was one, sorry, my battery died. There was one book on my physical TBR that had S-H-A in the title, and that is The Shadows by Alex North. This is a book about a group of kids. This little thing says they believed they could control their dreams. Instead, they created a nightmare. All I really know about this and can remember is it's like this group of kids that basically learn to, what's it called? When you can like control your dreams. I'll put the word up somewhere because I can't think of it. Anyways, and they start doing that and some like creepy stuff starts to happen. And I think there's like a murder of some kind. This is the author of The Whisper Man. I never picked that one up, but I heard this one was maybe a little bit better, I think. So we will see. I'm excited. It's short-ish. I have a feeling this is going to be good. Could be really fun. Spin number 2. Another. Okay. Keeping things easy. The other thing that was like super bad, and I didn't love the TBR that I got last time I did this, was like I said, I got a like an added spin, so I had to do 6, and 2 of them were punishment prompts, and it was not fun. I was not feeling excited about it, and I want to be excited about my reading. I'm fine with getting a punishment prompt every time. Not every time, but like, you know, sometimes, but to get 3 in 2 months is not what I imagine for having a good time. Anyways, what am I doing? I'm picking another prompt. Me and the tangents. Good grief. These are like all stuck together, and I feel like that's... Okay, this one. Ooh, everything is stuck together. It's gonna be one of these two. Whoever wins, you. We have... Yay! This is good. This is good. Another thing that I haven't said, I really do, when I do the spin part, I want to try to stick to my physical TBR. If something doesn't work and I have to go, or I have some of these that are like choose a Kindle Unlimited, choose from the library, you know, whatever. But when they're just things like this, I want to try to do physical TBR. So let us, this I can screen record here. Let us look at Goodreads. So here is the physical TBR. Right now it's set at sort by title. So let us do by number of pages. And I don't know if it's going to do shortest first, so see. Oh, it did. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We have If You Come Softly by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a middle grade. I have no idea what it's about. Total cover by, like, look at this freaking beauty. Are you kidding me? A Love Story for the Ages celebrates its 20th anniversary. I knew this is like a special edition 20th anniversary copy. It says, I couldn't stop looking at him, at his smile and his hair. I had never seen locks up close. His were thick black and spiraling down over his shoulders. I wanted to touch them, to touch his face. I wanted to hear him say his name again. For a moment we stared at each other, neither of us saying anything. There was something familiar about him, something I had seen before. I blinked, embarrassed suddenly, and then turned away from him. Then Jeremiah rose, and I rose. Well, goodbye, I guess. I guess I'll see you around, he said softly, looking at me at a moment longer before turning away and heading down the hall, his locks bouncing gently against his shoulders. Jeremiah, I whispered to myself. As I walked away from him, I could feel his name settling around me, as though I was walking in a mist of him. A mist of it, of him, of Jeremiah. So, that wasn't even really like the synopsis. It looks like they meet at school, and it says even though she's Jewish and he's black, they come from such different places, but to them that's not what matters. They have something private and apart from the rest of the world, but the rest of the world might not see it like that. Anyways, this book is 181 pages, and I believe there's no audiobook for it, so I will just physically read it. It should go really fast. That's nice. With how things are turning out, depending on what the next book is, I might do 4 and just be like, that's a bonus. If I can get to this, great. If not, no pressure. You know what I mean? Possible final spin. Spin number 3. Here we go. My favorite thing ever. So actually, let me share with you guys something very fun and nerdy of me. So I went onto my wish list on Amazon and found that there are a lot of those books on there that I have as Kindle Unlimited options. So, whoops, that's what I want. So me being me, I created a Kindle Unlimited spreadsheet. And it even has like the links to all the books and everything. So this would actually count. Oh. Interesting. Because like I said, I'm already reading on Kindle Unlimited as my reread Every Heart a Doorway. So do I count that and then try to do a reread? Because that is very short as well. That's what we're going to do for now. Oh, a little anticlimactic, but I think that that's probably going to be the best. And because then for sure now I can do another spin. Yeah. Because those will be 2 super short books. Like, that's nothing. I just know how many books I have to read for this other video. So again, that's what's going to be best, is to do these 2 short books and the shadows. And I'm going to do one more spin. And if I can get to this book as well, great. If not, that's okay. All right. This is just like my bonus. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know. This is chaotic, and it's going to be chaotic every single time because my ADHD brain can't handle all these options. Okay, that does not count. We're already adding a book to what I said, okay? So we're just gonna respin. Why did I put this as like a permanent fixture on this wheel? Alright, okay, so what this is I will pop the graphic up so you can see. There is this, I think I talked about it in like the January video of this, where I explained the game. PopSugar, I don't know if it's just like a website, if it's like a book website, what exactly it is, I don't know. But every year they come out with a PopSugar 2022 reading challenge. So when I get that on the spin is meaning I have to fill a challenge on this list. This is gonna take me a long time to figure out, so again, let me sit for a minute and I'll be back. It's literally been 2 seconds because I just like, I get doing this and I keep thinking about the other video and talking about how many books I have to read for that video, and I put out of my mind my other things of like, I have 2 book of the month picks that one of them is over 400 pages. I don't know how many pages, it just says 400 plus. And then if I would have remembered that, I definitely would have only done 3 spins. But so to eradicate this, the very first prompt on the PopSugar challenge is to read a book published in 2022. So I'm going to count that as towards the River book. Finley, turn it down. We're in a Lion King phase. Hey, turn it down. That's way too loud. Hey, you're fine. Thank you for turning it down. All right, that's gonna be an issue. So let's wrap things up here we have a book with Shay in the title. We have the shortest book on my physical TBR. And then we have, what did that end up being? Oh, a Kindle Unlimited book. And then a book published in 2022, the River Book of the Month book. Plus, like I said, you already have a pronoun, you. Like I said, the pronoun one is going to be all over in this. And then if I have a chance to do a reread, I don't know what that's going to be, whatever I feel. Like I said, Every Heart a Doorway is a reread for me anyways. We're just combining and doing things all over the place, but this was good. This was fun. If you want to see the rest of the books, make sure to check out my reading vlog. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very long, I'm sure. If you like long reading vlogs, there you go. And I'm trying to do a different format to be better about my vlogging. And more organized. Anyways, let's wrap this up. This has probably been long enough. Please leave me, it's February and I don't have anything else really, so leave me your favorite heart emoji, whichever one you use the most often. If it's the heart eyes emoji, if it's the heart, whatever, leave that emoji down in the comments. And wherever you are, I hope you are happy, healthy, and loved, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!